The Mystara project is proud to present Part 16 of the Black Coast campaign. In this video, we will rejoin the adventurers, as they continue training in Carack City, this time with their weapons. On the 3rd of Leaf Moon, all the PCs except their newest comrade, Brune the Brown, enter the renowned Wexweo Weapons Academy of Carack City. The heroes commit to 2 weeks of intense training. They each part with 500 GP, hoping to become skilled in their weapon of choice. Carack trains with Jerome the Holy, wielding the war hammer with divine precision. As with all the skilled weapon training courses, Jerome taught Carack offensive techniques to improve successful attacks by 10% and damage by 2 points. He also taught techniques to improve his defense by 10% against 2 bites, claws, or missiles per round. The Hin, Sam Smallsoul, trains Bagol, Saudara, Teeman and Ambil in the sling. Ambil is only doing the 1-week basic course for 100 GP, which will double her damage. The others are taking the skilled course to increase their accuracy by 10%. Sam also shows them how to improve their maximum damage by 50%. They learn to aim for areas of the head that can stun opponents at ranges up to 80 feet indoors and 80 yards outside. He also shows them defensive techniques to improve their defense by 5% against 1 melee or thrown weapon per round. Unfortunately, Teeman found the teachings a bit difficult to put into practice. Sam informed her after a week that she would have to try another teacher. Although disappointed, Teeman decided to complete the course, so she would know what to expect next time, if indeed there was to be a next time. Finally, Lamunda was being trained by Fiona to become skilled with the normal sword. In addition to improving attacking accuracy by 10%, Fiona taught Lamunda techniques to increase her maximum damage by 50%, deflect 1 melee or thrown weapon attack per round, and disarm 1 opponent per round. Defensively, she was taught to improve her armor class by 10% against 1 melee or thrown weapon attack per round. The sword course was certainly the most involved of the 3 weapons. Halfway through the training, Fiona informed a frustrated Lamunda that she would need to find another trainer in order to become skilled with the sword. Through gritted teeth, Lamunda decided to see the final week of her training through. She was unhappy with Fiona's teaching methods. Whilst the other characters trained, Brune roamed Carack City like a one-dwarf storm. A church carpenter, then a logger both avoided the scowling dwarf. Brune did meet someone he could relate to though, Jos Bax, a locksmith with a fondness for ale and lock talk. A gambler tried to rope Brune into betting on a Carack race. Brune told him exactly where he could shove that idea. A beggar asked for coin. Brune gave him a glare and marched on. Finally, a Magic Users Guild official mistook Brune for a mercenary. Brune hates wizards. The wizard hated Brune. Only intervention from the City Watch prevented the situation ending in violence. On the 16th of Leaf Moon, the adventurers retire to the Barnacles Rest Inn. They celebrate Ambil gaining basic mastery of the sling, Saudara, and Bagol becoming skilled with the sling, and Carack becoming skilled with the warhammer. Lamunda and Teeman are happy to take a break from training, to continue their mission to find the mysterious LC, who might be sick of Breaker's Reach. Ambil advises she has booked passage to Breaker's Reach on a ship called the Bright Beacon. The 224-mile voyage will take 3 days, weather permitting, and cost 9 GP per person. On the 17th of Leaf Moon, the Bright Beacon set sail. A strong breeze pushed the ship faster than expected, carrying the passengers into the small town of West Hyven 4 hours early. Whispers drifted through the golden soil in that night, rumors of matriarch Penelope of the Earthmaster, and the fiend she was said to have imprisoned. But the sea is never generous for long. At dawn on the 18th, a sudden gale struck 18 miles north of West Hyven. The crew fought the wind with desperate precision, beaching the Bright Beacon before the storm could tear her apart. By the 19th, high winds carried the beacon into Nandua ahead of schedule. A town of smugglers and pirates, where revenge is a local art form and strangers learn to keep their heads down. The hidden treasure in offered shelter, and a reminder to mind one's business. Finally, on the 20th of Leaf Moon, the winds calmed. The Bright Beacon limped into Breaker's Reach at dusk, no battles, no monsters, only the quiet tension of a journey shaped by weather, whispers, and the promise of whatever waits beyond the harbour lights. Breaker's Reach is a small town, serving the people of the Reach, a long stretch of grassland where horses are broken in and trained. The party heads toward a prominent two-story building surrounded by a wall, displaying the sign, The Lost Foal.
Welcome travelers, to the Lost Foal. I'm the innkeeper, Duncan Hayward. If you're looking for accommodation, we have 2 private rooms upstairs with 2 large beds each. Each room is 1 GP per person per night. You could squeeze 4 of you into each room if you are willing to share beds, but no more. Or, you can sleep in the common room at the low nightly rate of 5 CP each. The stew of the day is hunter's stew.
The party decides to take the private rooms upstairs. The ladies in one room, the men in the other. Carack wins the coin toss to be the only one to get a bed to himself, causing Brune to whinge and moan. That evening, the characters feast on the hunter's stew in the common room and tell tales of their adventures to the locals. Amble manages to find out that Lexic headed east for the mountain town of Saphir, some time ago, and has not yet returned. Amble also gets a detailed description of Lek. Suddenly, everyone turns to look as a 7-foot-tall armored young warrior enters the common room and shouts everyone drinks. The warrior sits down, crowded by locals. He pulls out 2 fist-sized milky opals to the crowd's amazement.
My friends, I am Jarl o' the Mountains. I have come down from the Endworld Spine after finding a huge treasure that I was unable to carry by myself. These opals here are but the smallest of the gems I found. Now I seek a few adventurers to brave the dangers of the journey back up to the mountains and return with all of the treasure hoard.
Everyone volunteers, but Jarl only accepts the 2 largest patrons.
Ha. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I don't care for the gems, but there's got to be gold in that hoard. Wouldn't mind trailing this barbarian.
Early the following morning, on the 21st of Leaf Moon, the PCs leave the inn and head off to West Coast Provisioners to prepare for the journey to Saphir. However, en route they hear the sound of battle and a bolt of lightning, from the clear sky, strikes in an alley nearby. Rushing to the alley, the PCs see Jarl battling some ruffians. Jarl's sword is chanting a strange song. Lemunda and her crew charge in to assist Jarl. Seeing they are now outnumbered, the ruffians' leader screams out for a truce.
Look, alls we wants is 1 of them opals. You gives us that, and we'll clear off.
Ah, okay. Wait, you lot over there, what do you think?
No, don't give it to them. They're robbers. We can handle them.
The ruffians turn tail and flee. The party notices the lifeless bodies of the 2 tall characters Jarl chose at the inn last night. One looks charred.
8 of them. 8. All crammed in that tiny little alley, thinking they could scare me. Did you see their faces when I ducked under their blades and stepped in? The whole alley shook. One of them tried to circle behind me, but I spun so fast the dust made a whirlwind. Another swung at my knee, as if that would do anything. I told him, "You'll need a bigger sword." Then they all rushed me at once, shouting and waving whatever they could grab. I stood tall, well as tall as the alley let me, and bellowed my war cry, "Stones awake!" It echoed off the walls like a whole mountain clan was behind me. Did you see how they ran in terror? They'll tell tales of the champion of Breaker's Reach.
When Jarl asks if the party will help him retrieve the treasure, they accept. While Amble and Brune are motivated by the loot, the other characters are concerned about the welfare of this naive and indiscreet rich barbarian. Also, they are heading to the mountains anyway. The party makes their way to West Coast Provisioners, where they are served by Tees Erbert. They each buy 7 weeks' iron rations. To carry the treasure they buy 2 mules and a wagon, and hire a teamster named Sveiskaz Tox. While Jarl continually asks the PCs to hurry up, Lemunda uses her charm to get a 10% discount and promises to owe Tees a favor. With the party ready to set off for the mountain treasure trove as part of the AC-10 Bestiary of Dragons and Giants mini-adventure, The Questing Barbarian, we shall conclude Part 16 of the Black Coast campaign here.